Rocket Form supports workflow. Workflow usually refers to the automated process that happens after a form is filled out. Instead of just collecting responses, you can define what should happen step by step once someone submits a form. To start, click Workflow on the header menu and you will be redirected to the Workflow page. To start creating a workflow on your form, let's begin by adding an entry point to the Workflow Builder. Simply drag the entry element onto the canvas. Next, add the condition element and connect it to the entry point. Then, click on the three dots on the condition element and select Edit. This will open the right panel where you can configure the condition that will dictate the flow of your form. You can also label each workflow element for better clarity. Multiple conditions can be added to trigger specific actions based on user responses. For our example, let's configure the condition based on the question, "Would you recommend us to others?" If the answer is yes, the system will automatically send an email to the marketing team, and the marketing team should approve the request. If the answer is no, an email will be sent to the support management team, and the support team should approve instead. Once you're done setting up the conditions, click Apply to save your workflow. Since we specified that we will send an email to the team based on the condition we set, we will now add two notification elements and connect them to the condition element. Based on the met condition, the system will automatically send the notification. Let's start with the notification for the marketing team if the answer is yes. Click Edit, and on the right panel, enter the title of the workflow. Specify the recipient as the marketing team, and type in the email message. You can also set the priority of the email. Once done, click Apply. Now, we will set up the notification for the support management team if the answer is no. Just like before, enter the title, set the recipient as support management, add the message, and for this one, let's set the priority to high. Finally, click Apply to save your settings. Now we will set the approval flow based on the condition. First, we'll set up the approval for the marketing team. We have already added the approval element, so let's click Edit. From here, you can choose whether the approval should be manual by a person or automatic if certain conditions are met. You can also configure if only one team member can approve, or if all teammates in the group must approve before the flow proceeds. In addition, you can set an escalation point in case the approval action has not been taken. This allows you to define how many days before the request will be escalated. You can also make it mandatory for approvers to add comments before finalizing their decision. Once all these settings are configured, simply click Apply to save your approval flow. Now we will set the approval flow based on the condition if no is selected. Just like we did with the marketing team, we will configure this for human approval. The approval will go to the support management team, and they will be notified of the request. We will also require them to add a comment before finalizing their approval. In addition, let's set the deadline for approval to 2 days to ensure timely processing. Once done, click Apply. Finally, we just need to connect the elements properly so the workflow executes based on the set condition. Now let's test out our workflow. First, let's access the form and enter our responses. For this test, let's try out the flow where we answer yes to the question, "Would you like to recommend us?" Continue filling out the rest of the form fields and then proceed to submit it. Once the form is submitted, we can now check if the notifications have been received. As expected, a notification was sent to one of the marketing team members, just as we configured earlier. Along with that, a separate notification requesting approval of the submission has also been received. This confirms that the workflow we created is working correctly, sending notifications and triggering approval requests based on the condition we set. Now let's go to the approval flow. As a member of the marketing team, first log into your account and go to the team where the form was created. Once you have access to the form, click on the submission link located in the header menu. From there, select Workflow Logs. You will then be navigated to the Workflow Logs page. This page displays a detailed list of approval backlogs, including the deadline date, the assigned approver, and the current status of each approval log. With this view, the marketing team can easily track pending approvals and ensure that deadlines are met, keeping the workflow moving smoothly. To make the approval action, simply click on the edit icon in the action column of the corresponding approval log for marketing. Once you click it, you'll be able to view the complete details of the responses that were set up from the screen designer. We will discuss the screen designer in another tutorial, but for now, you can see how all the submitted responses are displayed here for review. Along with the responses, you will also find the created date and time of the submission, as well as the full comments history of the workflow. This makes it easier to track actions that have already been taken and keep the process transparent. You also have the option to enter your own comments, so your teammates can clearly see your notes or feedback before proceeding. When you're ready to approve, simply click Complete. Since we required a comment in this workflow, go ahead and type in your remarks, then hit Submit. Once done, the system will confirm that the workflow has officially been approved. You can also see the notifications that come from the workflow process. These notifications can be viewed easily, so teammates are always updated on the workflow actions being taken. This ensures that everyone stays in sync with the status of the form. Additionally, teammates from the group who have access to the form can take advantage of the version history feature. Version history allows for easy tracking of changes made to the workflow, giving a clear timeline of updates. From here, they may preview previous versions or even restore a workflow to a prior state whenever needed. With notifications keeping the team informed and version history ensuring full visibility and control, you can see just how simple and effective it is to incorporate workflow into your form, making your processes more streamlined and collaborative.